funny thing is I get a lot of comments that will say something along the lines of, just a lawnmower, my zero turn can do that.
Yeah.
Not a big deal. Hey friends, Joe the Farmer here, and today we've got a special guest on the farm. We've got Capper from Capper Outdoors, and he wants to see if we can take this thing for a little bit of a ride and test it out, and really the slope ability, because, you know, Capper, I've seen your farm a bunch. He has a pond, lots of slopes. We also have the same Coyote tractors. We both have Coyote RX 7320 tractors. We know what that machine can and cannot do, and I can tell you that mowing the side slope here by the pond, you know, we've talked before, video never does justice to a slope. You're going to see, you know, Capper on a 30-degree slope mowing this thing sideways, as long as you're comfortable doing that.
Yeah, that's what it's made for. Give it a whirl.
We'll see. Appreciate y'all watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe tab down there, and run over to Capper's channel too, Capper Outdoors, and make sure you give him a sub and tell him that you stopped by. Appreciate you watching. Let's get to work.
All right, wish me luck. I like it. How much you want for it?
We did a video on how much these things cost.
I'll tell you what, man, that seat belt was holding me in down that slope. And secondly, this stuff is wet. It's early morning. It's like 8 o'clock or 9 in the morning, but it's wet. It's damp. So, I mean, it did a good job. And I mean, I'm just demoing it, but I could have done this pond dam in what, 7-10 minutes-ish?
Minutes, 20 seconds.
Yeah, right. Same thing here. So you were rolling the whole time? Wow, and I'm not even used to it. This is the first time I ever sat on it. Halfway through, I realized, hey, this thing goes faster.
Yeah,
so
it does.
So, I mean, you know, the first few I did, so 12, 14 minutes to do the whole pond dam. I like it. That is very efficient. And on my pond dam at home, granted it's a little bigger, but it takes a long time, either with the skid steer, which I still don't like that, or now my mini. So this thing is, an ace of what it's doing. I mean, with this stability, it's awesome.
When I first bought this property, what we would do is we would just back up, backing up 6 feet at a time with a bush hog.
Right.
Just one at a time, and it's it's kind of white knuckle going up and down.
Oh yeah, you know, with a tractor, you got to be really careful on slopes, and especially the turning around.
Yeah. Well, and that was the biggest challenge. It probably took me an hour and a half to do it.
Right.
So the funny thing is, I get a lot of comments that will say something along the lines of, "It's just a lawnmower. My zero turn can do that.
Yeah.
Not a big deal." And
we have a good zero turn, and we put like lug tires on it, and it still don't want to hug that pond dam. And it's a 60-incher.
Yeah.
It's a good brand. It's heavy duty. But it don't want to do. It's nothing like this. It's day and night. The zero turn is day and night. Nope, not the same.
Yeah. So at some point, I'd like to get.
But I'm not saying the commercial zero turns don't work for pond dams.
No, they're great. Yeah.
The commercial ones, like the real heavy duty ones, but homeowner level zeros, at least on our pond dam, it doesn't want to do it. And you get behind, face it, you don't cut the pond dam as much as you cut your lawn. No. You let it go, once every month or so.
Yeah. Well, I cut this probably a month ago, and you see it's kind of grown up this much. And, the perspective here in the camera is not going to be nearly as good, but as you're kind of looking down here, you and I can see how it kind of dips down.
Oh, yeah.
And
I felt it.
Just kind of that little swale. And, something like this, it's a great tool for mowing slopes, but the other thing you can do, and this is the only attachment I have for it. There's, I think, 30 attachments. You can get a stump grinder, a trencher, a sod cutter. They have some huge kind of boom sickle mower thing. So it's a very versatile machine. We just, it's funny because when I was looking for something to be able to do this kind of work, I originally was like, man, I cannot believe I'm about to spend that much money on it. But now, I would say this is the most indispensable machine on our farm.
Oh, yeah, when you got acreage. Let me ask you this. I mean, will it mow a lawn like this? Will it do a finish kind of mow?
You can get a deck for it that's a finish mower. I don't have it. I wish I did. But there's a 10-foot finish mower that will go in the front of this thing.
So this is like a rough cut.
This is they call it their tough cut.
Okay.
And it's more kind of a hybrid between a rotary cutter and a thick kind of. Attachments are expensive, so I don't have a bunch of them. I only have this one, but this is exactly what we needed it for: doing around the dam, doing fence lines, getting around trees, mowing the orchard. And I told Capper before we really turned the cameras on, I really need to change the blades out on this. I'll have a video coming out on that here pretty soon of changing the blades on the tough cut deck.
Well, I got an idea. I'll let you borrow my Polaris for a few days. I'll load this on my trailer, head back, and then come back and get my Polaris.
I don't think so. My Coleman is still on your trailer. I've noticed that. But anyway, this is just kind of a fun demo. Capper's got a great channel again, and he has a lot of really cool equipment. He has a Mini X and a skid steer, and again the Coyote tractor and a bunch of UTVs and the Polaris. So check out his channel if you haven't already checked that out. And I thought it'd be really cool to have somebody who's very experienced with machines to get on this thing. Because we've had, my wife has driven this thing. My son, who I think he was 8 the first time he drove this, it's a very easy machine to operate. It's a very manageable machine for someone who may not have a ton of experience. And one of the biggest questions I get is, hey, I'm buying 10 acres, I'm buying 15 acres, would that be enough tractor for me? I think the best answer that I have for that at this point is if you're maintaining something that's already done, this would be a great tractor for it. If you're going to have to do a whole lot of moving things and lifting things and ground engagement, you're going to need another tractor. But it's just a heck of a machine. We're really happy with it. Appreciate y'all watching. And I think the only upgrade that I'd like to make to this thing is the suspension seat. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt. That's for sure.
Because this one kind of does hurt once in a while. Anyway, I appreciate y'all watching this video. Catch you in the next one. Joe the Farmer. We out.